Hi everyone, my name is Catherine and this is my new bestie Pete. So hi everyone, what's up? It's Cat Dom, and today I wanted to film a ultimate guide to the college experience. And you might be wondering, Catherine, you are literally going to be a junior, and which of those 2 years you were a freshman and sophomore, 3/4 of it was spent in quarantine.
What do you know about college?
Well, please take everything I say with a grain of salt. Everyone is different. But I think I have some pretty solid general advice to give all of my friends out there on the internet. But stay tuned for what I have to say, because I have some really good tips for y'all that I want to share. Okay, let's get started. I have written everything down on my iPad yesterday. Went to get some boba, and then I was just like, what do I know about college? I was like, okay, we're gonna talk about classes, GPA, friend groups, organizations, staying active, nourishing your body, like all of these topics that I think are very vital to having a balanced college experience. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first topic I want to talk about is friend groups. And I think everyone in college has the desire to be in this big, amazing friend group that does everything together, grabs food, does activities, studies together, and the reality is not everyone is going to get that. And it's something that I tell myself all the time too, like, trust me. I'm always like, I wish I had that like perfect college friend group. But you need to understand that it is perfectly okay to have, you know, smaller groups or individual, genuine, intentional friendships with people. And honestly, that's what has made me super happy, because a lot of the times I'll be in a group and I'm like, I completely don't fit in here. I don't exactly have that sense of community, and you might feel like the trailing person. If finding community is something really important to you, and I think it should be important to everyone because it's what helps you feel like you belong in a space at your school, then I recommend finding a community that is founded on either some of your same values, lifestyle, or interests, whether that be academic or for fun, like it can be sports. If you feel like joining a sorority or a spirit group or fraternity is the thing for you, go for it. If it means joining a rocket org or being in a design org, then do that. And if club volleyball is your thing, do that. Like there's so many possibilities, like there's so many orgs for everyone, especially since we're going back in person. I feel like everyone's gonna be really excited to do the things that they used to love in person, and there will be those people showing up and you'll have a great community from that. So be on the lookout. Don't tell yourself like, oh, I don't need to join orgs, like I'm too busy with classes. Don't ever use your classes as an excuse to not do something that you know will make you feel happy, make you feel like you belong, and something that ultimately affects your mental health and makes you feel good. If you think you're gonna find your perfect org on your first try, don't believe that, because, you know, some people, like, they sign up their first day of freshman year and it's their org for the rest of their undergrad, and it's perfect, amazing. But for me, it took me a while to find orgs that I've completely like loved and want to dedicate time to. So just everything's trial and error, and hopefully for you, your freshman year will be your lightest year in terms of like class load or class difficulty. So use that extra time to really explore communities around campus. You know, don't feel like you have to stay in an org once you join, unless there is like some sort of like contract, previous like understanding between you and the org that you have to commit a certain amount of time. But usually a lot of orgs run like semester by semester. Feel free to try new things spring semester and let go of old ones. You're doing the orgs for yourself and not for anyone else. So just remember that. So speaking of groups, let's talk about group projects. This is something that's going to be super common in any major. There's this whole topic of collaboration, which is extremely important in our world today. No one is doing independent projects. When we work for companies, we are working with a team. Even if we're working for ourselves and we're a freelancer, like, you will have a team of people to help you do tasks that you are not as experienced in, because the world is not a one-person show, and you're gonna have to collaborate with people. And so teachers and professors will really emphasize this. Group projects, I understand, can get extremely stressful. Just remember that the work and effort that a teammate puts into a project is not a reflection of what they feel about you or about members in the group, but a reflection about how they feel about school and a reflection of maybe what's going on in their life. So what I'm saying is, don't take group projects personally and don't make it personal. If you ever get the chance to pick your group, definitely remember, like, you do not always need to be in a group with your best friends, unless you work perfectly with your best friend and you study in similar ways and it's cohesive and it works together. But if you know you're not going to get any work done with a friend, or if your studying styles or working styles are completely different, then acknowledge that between the two and pick a group that you know is going to work for you. I feel like group project drama is a very reoccurring thing at college. So just like, oh,
he is not doing work.
They're not doing work.
what's going on, like, and just all this craziness, right? We can avoid that by remembering that it's not personal. Pick group members that you know have similar working styles, or maybe even if it's different working styles, a group member that will hear you out, be open to different ideas, and make sure that you're open yourself, because you definitely don't want to be the person in the group shutting others down and not being a listener. Everyone has their fair share of tough classes, picky professors, soul-sucking lectures, bad groups. Your grades are absolutely no reflection of who you are as a person, your work ethic, your passions. Everything a GPA consists of is a multitude of factors, and it's really important to not internalize your GPA as a reflection of your self-worth. I know I've been saying reflection a lot, but it's something that needs to be said. I think a lot of people, including me, when I get a bad grade, I'm like, oh, like, I really wasn't good enough for this. I put my effort forward, or I can't believe I didn't have the motivation to put my effort forward. Am I not passionate about this? And it's this whole back and forth motion of thoughts. And it's really important to kind of, you know, sometimes stabilize yourself and say, hey, this isn't important. This isn't who I am. Quick plug, I did make a GPA video about how GPA is not an important part of who you are, and I submitted it as my Brooke Owens fellowship application. And if you want to check that out, it would be additional insight to this very, very important topic. Quick plug, no shame. I promise you there isn't a direct correlation between your GPA and your future dream career, because let me tell you, I know so many amazing people that go to UT, to schools all around the States, some international students that have had their fair share of struggles within school, but they are popping off in the real world. College is the real world, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I promise you. And if you want to fight me on this, I'm ready to fight. One thing that I always do is invite people that I am very interested in hearing about their lives on coffee chats. I think before COVID, this was definitely a little more popular. COVID kind of changed things. But one thing that I realized that I was able to develop during COVID was, when I was a freshman, I was more scared to be like, hey, do you want to get coffee? I would love to ask you about, you know, your career, about how you maintain work-life balance, how do you stay motivated, what are your passions? And I'm not talking about just people in the industry that you want to work in. I'm talking about, you know, friends that you meet, officers and orgs, and just different people that you might come across, professors even. If you want more advice on reaching out to people and how to approach people, maybe on like social media or by email, reach out to me. I can definitely help you walk through it, and if you have any specific questions, totally down for that. Okay, a fun one is staying active and just moving your body. So I highly recommend that you don't lock yourself up in your dorm room, and I'm hoping that you don't want to, because you know it's gonna be probably, fingers crossed, an in-person semester with in-person activities, and please take that opportunity to get out and just have a good time. And remember, you don't need to always physically exert yourself at the gym. Movement comes in all shapes and forms, you know, taking a long walk with a friend, just walking around like campus instead of, you know, like Ubering places. It makes your body feel good to move around. You'll feel more in tune with your sleep cycles. You'll feel less anxiety. I definitely know I do. And make sure that you're nourishing yourself. Don't skip meals because you're busy. Prioritize or plan ahead with those meals, especially if you're not in a dorm and you don't have a food plan. Make sure you like meal prep or do whatever you can, or know where you're gonna pick up food and maybe order it beforehand. Like maybe the last 5 minutes of class, just be like, okay, I'm gonna pick up some Chipotle and pre-order that. Yes, I think it's easy to feel very busy and feel like food is like a last priority. Let me tell you, what you put in your body has a direct effect on your energy levels, and you don't want to be feeling groggy. You want to be feeling alert and awake for you to be able to tackle your classes and tackle the school year. So I just know that's something that I didn't prioritize my freshman year, second semester, and I was really tired all the time. And instead of, you know, hanging out with people after class, sometimes I just go directly to my dorm room and just lay in my bed, and I didn't ever know what was going on. I was like, am I tired? So yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg with advice I have. Limiting beliefs are such a big thing in college, and I want to make sure that whoever's watching this like remembers that you are amazing, you are capable, you are powerful, you are strong, and like it doesn't matter the last thing you failed at, because despite that you will get where you want to be and you're gonna do it. I just know it. I know it in my heart. I hope you have a really great day. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more content about college and lifestyle. Love, Cat Dome.